tale. Well, there's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy.
Hi, folks. Welcome back for another Sty Story Sunday. Here we go. Yeah, I got a story for you tonight. Okay, now I'm going to shout out those folks out here in the chat. First person in was Kimberly Ferris. Great to see you, Kimberly. Always is. You know that. And there's Justin Anderson right behind her. That's awesome. Love to see you, Justin. And then we had Me Dibble jumping on. There we go. Has just about enough time to grab a cup of coffee. Sure did. J-Ron, it's been a while. It's great to see ya. Yep. Your message is finding everybody well enough. That's what I'm hoping for, is that everybody's at least well enough. And who else we got here? Oh, there's Lori Sheba B. Hello. Cinda Lou. Hello. Cinda Lou. Where were you? I mean, it's been a while. Yeah. It's so good to see you, girl. And we've got, let's see, the NDT show. Haha. Awesome. Great to see everybody saying hi to each other. There's Anthony Bressler. Awesome. It's been a while since I've seen you too, Anthony. That's great. It's so good to see you. And there's Mystic Bunny. Jan, sweetie. Oh, John's on with Jan on her channel. That's great. There's Gemma. Gemma, sweetie. Hi. And we've got everything spicy. You know, in the basement making a mess again. Yeah. Oh, he showed me his finger. He must have hurt his finger. Oh, and we got someone down there that's tolerating him, and that's Samantha Lee. Yeah, she's putting up with him down there. I'm glad she is. Yeah, right. Phil's down there throwing punches. Yeah, he's scary, There's Dean, the dancing machine. Awesome. Great to see you, Dean. Great to see you. What a group tonight. What a group. I'm going to bring folks up out of the basement rather quickly here right away. I got a small announcement, just an update. And then I've got kind of an announcement. So we'll get into that after I get my friends up here, our friends up here. I won't be that selfish. They're our friends. I'm gonna pull this gal up first. She's patiently waiting in the basement. She's muted right now. There now, she's not. There she is. Caught you dealing with life.
Can I
Yeah.
ask you something?
Hey, buddy. Oh, I had something weird happen here. Never seen that before. Huh. My screen just went tiny. Bring it.
Uh-oh.
I bumped the keyboard and I don't know what happened to it. I'll fix it though. There we go. Well, that'll fix it.
Did you hit
Oh.
minimize or something? Or
No, I hit a key that brought up all of the source code stuff
yeah.
for the stream, and I got it closed. Now it's normal again. So we're gonna pull this guy up next, even though he was first in the basement tonight. Phil's down there. Me? First in the basement. There he is. Hey, Travis.
You're muted.
You're muted. He's
I see
got
lips moving, but nothing's coming out.
There we go. Look at that. Phil crossed my wires while I was down, but
what
I
did
did
you
the beverages before he did.
What did you say was in that mug?
Well, I don't know. It's something that resembles motor oil. It came out of a bottle in the basement.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Some bourbon? Eh?
A bourbon.
Yeah. That ain't root beer, boy.
No.
Yeah. Now,
You restocked since last weekend.
now here goes the neighborhood.
Oh boy.
Uh,
Phil, why did you have to cross my wires?
Travis's first time on YouTube, he comes up muted. Well, I mean, come on, man.
Oh, what can I say?
Oh my goodness. Some people's kids, I tell you.
I just pushed.
hey, Guani.
Hey, Sty pushed the wrong button, so I felt like
Sty, it's Sty's fault. Of course it is. Can't blame the host.
No. I was just
Well, you can, but the host don't give a shit.
I mean, it's
You
not.
know, it would really help if the host cared, you know. Hey, Joe W., it's great to see you. Thanks for the membership update there, bud. The Joey.
Right? Oh.
The it's Sty.
I cleaned my studio today.
You did?
Oh yeah.
Why would you do that?
We have company coming tomorrow, and if someone happens to wander into this room, I don't want to be embarrassed.
Wait,
You don't want to be embarrassed.
Although I do have about, 15 packs of empty beer cans over the corner I need to get rid of.
Oh yeah, I should think so.
so
Especially if they figure out that's just a couple nights worth, you know.
God.
so
I haven't taken garbage off 2 days. Oh. Yeah, for the scan they're doing, I gotta be careful what I eat. I'm only allowed to eat a lot of I can eat a lot of protein, but I can't be eating much in the way of carbs. So I got to watch my blood sugars for one thing because of that coma I had, and so I'm carb counting today. Doggone it. For tomorrow's appointment. Tomorrow's appointment is 8:30 in the morning. It's an hour's drive. So I'm going to have to shake it out at about 5:30, 6 o'clock tomorrow morning to be able to hit the road. So tomorrow's going to be they said that the actual scan is going to not take that long. So but they got 1,001 questions. They said they got to go through. It's going to take about half hour, 40 minutes just to go through all the questions and everything.
Scan's not going to take very long because it's not much to look for.
They're not looking at my head, so
okay.
Back off, boy. You know, running water, in fact, he was having these terrible headaches. And my ex-wife insisted that our doctor have a CAT scan of his head done, you know. Doctor finally agreed, said, yeah, that's what we're going to have to. And I said, no, you don't need it. Yeah, he needs it. And I said, well, if he needs it, he needs it. Well, he went in. I got the bill, and I was bent out of shape. $2,800 they charged me for the x-rays they did on him. And guess what the results were? When that doctor told me, he goes, we reviewed his x-rays. We had 2 different people check them out, and we didn't find anything up there at all. I said, I could have frickin' told you that for $5. Cost me almost $3,000 for you to tell me something I already knew. There's nothing up there. At least nothing to look at. The
poor running water being the butt of the joke.
Yeah. He's used to it. He's not
even here to defend himself.
Yeah, he just might show up yet. You better watch it. But okay, now the announcement, the true announcement, that was just an update. Oh, well, Tuesday's appointment, I meet with the doctor that is doing the radiation therapy on me. And I talked to him just for a few minutes on Friday, but he did on Friday forewarn me that the beard's, it's my choice. Either it's got to go or it's going to go on its own. It's going to look like bad business. It's going to look rough, he said. As that starts to fall out, it's going to be pretty rough looking. I said, no, I'll get rid of it. Well, I found a gal that shaved the beard off. This is the announcement part of it. Because the chemo or the radiation and the chemo will either start at the end of this coming week or the start of next week. Well, I found a gal willing to cut it off for me, but she won't do it on camera. I said, I can set the camera up so you can't see your face. You can just make sure your head's above the shooting angle, you know. She goes, no, not if there's a camera on it. I'm not doing it. No audio, no visual. Won't do it. And I've been begging her for 3 days. She just won't cave in. So I was going to do it if nobody would do it for me. I was going to do it live, but I figured it out. I'm not doing that around all these electronics, man. I got thousands of dollars of electronics sitting here. I'm not, no, that fine hairs from shaving and that all getting in my electronics, getting sucked into power supplies and everything else. No, I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to shave it off probably Saturday. So next Sunday, come on over if you want to see Sty for the first time without the old buff on the face, you know.
Here's another thing. Maybe go through what you're going through and take pictures every day as you lose the beard for someone else that might have to go through what you're doing. Okay.
No, I don't.
You don't ever have to post it unless
I don't
you want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if everything goes as planned and you're great, then it'll be a great documentary. Is that how you call it? Documentary. It'll be a great documentary of how you it went and then how you grew it back. I'm praying that everything's going to go as planned, and it would be a great documentary.
Yeah, I don't want to have to deal with the nastiness of having bald patches. And he said it's going to really look nasty. He said
It was just a thought. That's all.
yeah, he says it'll eventually get to the point where it's tufts of hair here and there. And
I can imagine.
I don't want to deal with it, because it's not that I'm embarrassed by it. It's just that it's so shocking for other people out in the public. I got to go out in the public. I live alone. I got to go do my own shopping. I got to go out in the public, and I'll be stopped all the time. Explain that, yeah. I just don't want to add. I just don't want to add to my schedule. But so next Sunday, I will most likely be beardless up here. Next Sunday. That's going to be tough. I haven't seen myself without a beard in years and years. So it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. But it is what it is.
I look forward to seeing it.
I should shop quickly for that glue-on job.
Because even your old one, all your old pictures, you've always had some kind of facial hair thing going on. I don't think all the pictures you've ever shared.
I've never,
at the very least, have a mustache.
There's only once I can recall where I didn't have a mustache.
And you were what, 3?
Huh?
You were what, 3?
Shut up.
He had a mustache, and it was just very blonde.
Oh, is that what it was?
That was it.
That's bad. Well, in all actuality, though, my mother put me in a private school because I was in so much trouble in the public school. I was 16 years old, and I show up at that private school, and they go, sir, we can't allow you in here. You have to make an appointment with the front office. And I go, no, I'm a student. They go, what? Because I had a full, nice, heavy goatee and mustache. And they're like, that ain't no kid. Yeah.
Most third graders don't have that. So
just saying. Yeah, me devil. I looked at that link you sent. It's got the braids that he sent me a picture of a fake beard you can order, and it's got 2 braids, Viking braids in it.
There we go.
And
there's Sty 2.0 in the basement.
But it's red.
I can send that to you.
No, I'm not wearing that mask.
He's right over there. See, he's right there in the corner.
Yeah, he's in there. It's
wave
so dark.
2.0. Wave.
It's way dark in there.
It won't wave. Yeah.
Sty 2.0 doesn't want to cooperate.
No.
I know how he feels. Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Ain't nobody shaving his beard.
Roasted.
Yeah, that link for that beard there, me devil, Emmy devil. It's pretty cool. The only problem is it would have to be gray. Saltwater Born, great to see ya. Great to see ya. Everybody stick around. Sty Story's at the bottom of the hour. Oh boy. Yeah.
One.
Hey, Timothy Parker. Awesome. Great to see ya. Great to see ya. Yeah, I can report also that I can eat again. Some sort of solid foods, but mostly soups yet. But boy, are those soups getting awful hearty. Oh man, just loaded. I had loaded baked potato soup I put together.
Oh, I love that soup.
Oh, that was awesome, with cheese and bacon and onions, big chunks of potato in it. And
Yikes
almighty God.
So you can grow back a full head of hair, beard.
See, I should have you come up, and I won't come up, but I'll voice over.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you can sit there. The only problem is I can imagine some of the gestures that it would go with what I said, you know.
There's something missing with Sty 2.0, though. Where's the cigarette?
Yeah. People go, oh my God, he quit smoking too. Which I'm going to have to if this whole business I'm going through is successful. Promise my daughter I quit. And I trade out smokes for food, you know. Find something that I can constantly be putting in my mouth.
Oh.
Yeah, cheese and potato soup. Awesome.
Oh,
awesome.
that's good stuff, too.
Yeah. And tonight I'm having chicken and wild rice, cream of chicken and wild rice with diced table onions in there and sliced carrots. And yeah, it's pretty hearty. It's thicker than soup. It's pretty thick.
It's a
heavy soup. It's more like a stew, yeah. But the the best part of it is that it was made with Bad River wild rice.
Oh, that's
the
good.
Native Americans on the Bad River Indian Reservation. That's the only place you can get it. You got to buy it directly from a native. You can't buy it from a store. They're not allowed to franchise it. They're not allowed to commercially sell it out in a market, but they can personally sell it to individuals. And they do. They sell quite a bit, actually. It's in high demand. There's only so much a year they harvest. And
it's good stuff, though.
I've got an in on that. I got.
Damn, that thing's warm.
No, I hope people don't send me too many fake beards. Yeah. Yeah. That I could see that happening. Somebody saying, "Hey, Sty, I got you something." Oh, thanks a lot. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. I'm thinking of you too.
A lot of gray merkins.
Merkins. Yeah.
It's for ladies that don't have any hair down there. So we could have Angie send you some.
No, hair. I should be sending this to Angie. Little upgrade, I guess. Yeah.
Blue cheese
and broccoli. That sounds good too.
That sounds really good.
That sounds good. I do make a cheesy broccoli soup. And I should try it with blue. Yeah. That would be good. That would be good. So that means I get to use the stove now more often. I've had egg salad sandwiches, and I'm going to try that soup tonight. You know, that goes down well. Man, I'm eating. But yesterday I had in the high 2,000 range in calories. My average for the last week, averaging every day is calorie intake because I'm keeping track of it. I'm averaging 2,200 calories a day. I've had days that were 2,800, days that were 1,600, but I'm averaging 2,200 calories a day over 7 days. So what they did down there, fixed the esophagus. It fixed things as far as eating. So I'm able to eat. And I've gained 2 pounds. Well, 2.8 pounds, almost 3 pounds. So that's good. That's good.
Yeah, put these almonds away.
put these almonds away. I'm
pick
sitting.
up a couple of them.
Oh wow! I'm sitting
I
here
need a
staring
5-pound
at.
bag.
I'm sitting here staring at my big candy container here, and it's just I got Mounds bars, peppermint patties, Kit Kats, and Reese's peanut butter cups, and they're screaming at me out of that jar because they know I can't eat any of them until tomorrow afternoon. Can't have those carbs, no. And they said those are the worst ones.
Yeah.
Stay away from the fast-acting carbs. Let's eat to get yourself stronger, but don't ever do it.
Well, the proteins would help you a lot. So
Yeah, I need the proteins to rebuild muscle
that
tissue.
you
That's where I'm lacking right now. I'll take care of that when I'm out tomorrow. I gotta go past the store. I'm gonna stop and get a couple dozen eggs and eat a lot more eggs.
you could do a live stream where you just eat the eggs like chug a thing of eggs.
You can do a live stream doing that shit.
Well, I mean, you could do it too. It would help, and we get views. Look at Sty. He's like, no.
I don't
Imagine
know
that yolk and stuff running down your beard, what you couldn't get all in your mouth. It'd be it'd be
I don't
awesome.
know if I'd watch that.
It's so nasty. I can sit and watch Phil do it.
You can sit and watch me do it. The balut, all the other stuff.
Yeah. But I'll never. No
The
way.
pastrami. Yep. Sty was watching me do the balut, and I'm going, "Whoa."
Oh yeah. Oh,
and they're laughing their asses off.
That's egg and cheese sandwich. See, that's what I'm thinking is a good fried egg and cheese sandwich. And as long as I remove the crust, there's no issue, But I was telling Travis and Samantha earlier, I bought 3 loaves of sweetbreads, 1 lemon, 1 blueberry, and 1 banana nut. There's only a third of each of those loaves left. I sat here yesterday eating that bread all damn day, just chowing it down. And I got brave last night, put a ton of butter on a couple of slices and ate I should have been doing the butter in the first place, man. It went down so easy. And I haven't swallowed anything like that for 10 months. And to sit there and be able to eat those slices of that bread, and nice thick slices, and just take big bites out of it, chew it up, swallow it. Boom. No problems at all. And so they did a good job on my esophagus. So, and I'm glad we're moving ahead quickly, because as good as the eating part is going right now, it's easy to say, well, let's put this off a while, and I can't afford to do that. Can't afford to do that.
Yeah, when I told my wife last week about your announcement, she was surprised that they're putting it off so much. Like my brother-in-law, when they found out him, now, of course, he wasn't like you. He was stage 4, so it was pretty much,
Yeah.
But, man, it was 48 hours. They were blasting him, so.
Well, they would have loved to have nailed me sooner, but they said that at the time, right now they're trying to get me to recover from what they considered catastrophic malnutrition,
Starvation, yeah.
And they
that'd be hard to start you on chemo if you're malnourished. That's for sure.
It.
I understand that now. Okay.
And that's where they're the most nervous right now, is the chemo, is because you can suffer a lot of weight loss during chemo.
Well, you don't want to eat because you feel like shit.
Yeah. So they're going to try to figure out a way to make sure that I stay consuming nutrition during this process. We'll see.
Well, that's like those insurers, right?
Yeah.
Although my brother-in-law was doing like 2 or 3 of those a day. It was everything he could at the end to to drink those things. So
yeah. I've got a bunch of them back when all I could do is sip,
Mhm.
and it would take me all day to drink 2
Ugh,
and
bad.
just sipping them, Now I can drink a bottle. It's about 4 gulps and it's gone.
It's like a
And-
beer. Wow, good.
Yeah, 4 gulps and it's gone. It's a goner. So, hey, it's time for the Sty Story, guys. We'll get that done and out of the way and we'll chat some more.
I'm gonna duck out of here, Sty. I got more work to do.
Do ya?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I understand.
See you
Thanks for.
It was nice to visit with you.
Yeah, you bet. Stay
I'll
in
have
touch.
fun listening though. I can't wait to hear the story.
Okay.
Talk to you
Okay.
later.
Later.
Bye, Phil. Bye, Sam.
Okay, Travis had to jump off. So, Rain Dancer came in the house saying, Sty, no empty calories, eat wholesome, good calories. I'm eating a lot of good calories right now, a lot of good real food. I'm eating more real food, staying away from that candy jar and those sweet breads, even though they're sweet, they're not that terribly sweet. And so the calories, there's some good lasting calories in it. But yeah. Anyway, on with the story. Tonight's story, off to the circus. Yeah. What a story for this clown to be telling, right? Okay. Now, I like this story because it does reflect a big difference between current times and the way things were. Back in the 1960s, my father was the chief of police of our community. He was their first chief of police. And when he passed away, it was actually their last. They'd never rehired his position. So, but during his career, it was all about community. He wanted everybody to feel peaceful and safe and comfortable in their town, in their community. And he did not like seeing people do without. He was not one that was much for social type programs. He was one where you take care of your own, you take care of those people in your community, take care of each other. And, the circus come to town once a year, and it'd be in town for a week. Didn't come to our town, it came to Minneapolis area. It was the Shrine Circus. And everybody thought, oh, I got to take the kids to the circus, right? Well, there were a lot of people who couldn't take their kids to the circus. A lot of people couldn't afford to take their kids to the circus. So you had the kids with going to the circus and the kids without, staying at home, hearing about the circus and seeing the souvenirs other kids brought home with them, all the stories of what they saw at the circus. Well, my pop, he said, yeah, some little kid there in our town. My pop said, you get to go see the circus this year? That little kid explained to him that no, his family doesn't do things like that. They can't afford to do things like that. And he said the kid was virtually in tears over the fact that he's explaining it, just having to explain it. And my dad felt that kid's, how he didn't feel like he was fitting in, how depressed the kid was over it, and how distraught he was that the circus is something that he may never see. And my dad said, no kid should ever have to feel that way. Well, the following year, the first year, he did it for 4 years in a row. Out our own finances, out of our family's finances, and donations that he went out and gathered people to contribute. He managed to get tickets for any kid that wanted to go to the circus. No cost to that kid whatsoever. He managed to get enough school buses together from 2 different school districts that could haul every kid from the age 5 and up to the age 18 to ride those buses. And he posted around town. He got the Minneapolis Tribune to post it in the newspaper that the local chief of police is sending every kid in our hometown to the circus. We're off to the circus. The bus drivers donated their time to haul all those kids into Minneapolis to the big circus. The chaperones, every bus had 4 chaperones on board. Make sure everything goes like $1 million. All donated time. All donated time. Anything that wasn't donated, Pop pulled out of his pocket. The first day of the circus, I'll never forget. 14 school buses parked at City Hall. And we only needed 5 of them. That's how many kids showed up. People didn't believe it. Didn't believe it was happening. Second day, they had to actually turn children away and tell them you'll have to go tomorrow because there weren't enough buses. The 14 were full. Now, we lived in a town of about 1,500 plus, about a little over 1,500 people. But the head count, because they kept track of how many kids they hauled, the head count was 748 children got to go to the circus. But you know what the real kicker was? It didn't matter whether you were rich or poor, the mayor's kid. It didn't matter who the heck you were. All you had to do was be a kid with a signed okay slip from your mom and pop saying you get to go to the circus and you're on board. And my dad was adamant. Parents aren't coming. Parents aren't coming. This is a kids' event, period. We're not going to entertain the parents. We're here to this is a kid's day out. Well, I went to the circus on the second day when the buses were full. The first day I was just there watching them load up, you know. And once word got out in town, man, every kid in town, I'm going to the circus. There was a couple of kids managed to squeeze in and go twice. You know, that's a lot of kids, 700 plus kids to keep track of. Oh, you know, oh, he went once before. Oh, yeah, he must be one of my kids. You know, that's what my pop would have said. That must be one of my kids. He's going a second time. But I went the second day, and I didn't know what to expect any more than any other kid in the community. On the way there, they had pop for all of us and some snacks. And it's about an hour's drive to where we were going. And when we get there, they march us all into this huge circus. I think they had 3 big tops attached. And they march us in. And my pop had already reserved a big block of bleachers for our group. And it was center tent, center ring. You couldn't get any better seats. They got us all in there. We're all in those bleachers. And we're thinking, this is cool, this is fun. But you look over at the other set of bleachers, either direction, And there's vendors selling hot dogs and popcorn and pop and souvenirs, all kinds of circus souvenirs and stuff. But all the kids in our block, there's not a single vendor there. And I thought, that's a bummer, you know. I got a few bucks in my pocket. I'd get a hot dog or something. All of a sudden, here comes this, just like a horde of vendors. You were allowed to pick one souvenir. You could pick any souvenir off this big souvenir rack thing this guy's carrying. You could pick a souvenir off there. You were allowed as many hot dogs or as many bags of popcorn or cotton candy, pops that you wanted. It didn't go unnoticed. Everybody's looking at those other bleachers going, they're paying for their shit. Not us. We don't have to pay for nothing, man. This is all coming our way. Every kid in that town experienced what off to the circus really for a kid should be. A kid shouldn't worry about how much it costs. A kid shouldn't worry about whether or not they fit in with the crowd or not. The fact that we had every kid from our community, the rich, the poor, it didn't matter what color you were, it didn't matter. You know, we talked today about all the discrimination and all the hatred and everything. That's a bunch of baloney. And they say it all really reared its ugly head in the 60s. Well, why didn't I see it? Why didn't I see it? We were there as a community of people, not judging each other. We were there to enjoy a day together and be entertained by the circus. And my pop had runs to the circus for 5 days in a row. Plain old Chuck says I would fit in with the clowns, LOL. Yeah, Chuck, I think you'd fit in anywhere. Yeah, and everything Spicy said it right out in the chat. He said that kids don't see color; their parents usually mess that up, and that's it. That's so true. That's so true. But to see so many young people having good, clean entertainment and fun with none of the rest of the world's issues being an issue, that community for weeks and weeks after the circus week, each year for 4 years in a row, for weeks afterwards, everybody you saw were big smiles on their face. Big smiles on their face. And my pop, I had asked for a new bike, and he said, you're going to have to wait for that. And I said, why is that? And he said, well, as soon as I know that the circus fund is covered, we'll get you a new bike. So I was going without a new bike, just so every other kid in town can go to the damn circus. And he just reminded me, you're not the only one without a new bike in this town. He says, I think you can survive for a while without a new bike. He says, but some of those kids are going to go get to see a circus for the very first time in their lives. And as long as I can keep this going, they'll get to do that once a year. He said, and you want a new bike. He said, I think your bike can wait. He was right. Didn't kill me to not have a new bike. And I did get my new bike eventually. Just about the time I thought I wasn't going to ever see a new bike. Pop surprised me, come home, said, get in the car, we're going to town. Went down, he bought me a new bike. I thought he forgot, you know. And my pop wasn't one that liked to be reminded constantly. Hey, you remember what you said? Oh, no, he don't like that. No. Of course he remembers. Everything in its time and place is what he would always tell us. But we don't see that anymore. We see community events. And then we have things like the virus come along. Then you don't have those either. But these community events are so isolated and small, and they only represent a small genre of people, not something that everybody gets enjoyment from. And the circus is one of those where I don't care, young or old, you're going to have fun going to the circus. It's always a blast. Always a blast. Now, my pop took his circus event and he turned it into also a Christmas event every year. And with all the donations, everything, families in our community that were known to be struggling and doing without always had great Christmases. My pop made sure that everybody in town had a great Christmas, and he did that for years. About 8 or 9 years before he passed away. But the whole point of this story is, I hope someday down the road in the future, communities would start doing things together again. Our community always did. We always had our annual fireman's steak fry. My gosh, you got a big T-bone steak with a baked potato and a salad and everything, all the sides. It cost you nothing, hardly nothing to get that steak. Even the poor people could afford that steak. In fact, they come running for it because it was cheaper than what they'd spend on junky food. But it was put on by our fire department, and the whole damn town, all 1,500 people would show up. That's 1,500 T-bone steaks. I mean, who's going to provide those nowadays if they're not getting something in return? Back then, it was never a question what you got in return, because what you got in return was respect from the rest of the community. Everybody pitched in, everybody participated, everybody had fun. We just loved it. We just loved it as a community. So off to the circus. I wish if I were a rich man, off to the circus we go. I do that for this community. When the circus comes close to our town, once in a great while they'll have the circus here in town. But they come into town, or close to. I'd love to be able to send every kid in town to that circus. And I'd be right with them. There goes Sty, off to the circus. Yeah. So there you go. There's your Sty story for this Sunday. Hope you enjoyed. You get a chance. Even if you ain't got a kid to take, go to the circus. You'll love it. We'll look forward to next week's Sty story. Hey guys, I see my two panelists say that they kind of hit off on the side there. I'll pop them up. There they are. But yeah, Justin says if I had the money, I'd do it. You bet. I think there's more people like us around than people that people really understand. If you had the resources, you would definitely do it. Okay. Hey, Mr. Fulton, good to see you. Yeah. Going to be hearing from America's Got Talent producers to be in the next round. Interesting. We'll be watching for you. The me Dibble. That was only got a new bike when the old one was stolen, and it happened way too much. I remember when they started stealing bikes in our community after my pop had passed away. All of a sudden, they're stealing bikes all over the place. Hey, B Whistle, snuck in. That's great to see you. Hey, buddy. Hey, Cody O, good to see ya. Me Dipple says 1,500 T-bone. That sounds like my portion. Oh, and I tell you, I remember those fireman steak fries. Those T-bones were just huge. They're more like a porterhouse. And it was local farmers around the outside, because we had no farmers in our community. They were all outside the community. Donated the steers, and all the steaks came off those steers. Then they made hamburger and other roasts and things, and they did other community feasts and feeds, but got all of the local companies to pony up and rain dancer. Winter doesn't seem to want to go away. Thanks, Samantha. I tell you, the bus ride home after the circus, the day I went, was rough for me because I think I ate 4 of those, cotton candies on the cone thing. I ate 4 of them, and I think I ate 3 or 4 hot dogs and a shitload of popcorn. And
it's a lot of sugar.
And shelled peanuts, and that was the first time in my life that I actually got to get up and personal with an elephant. They said anybody that wants to see the elephants, follow us, and I was right in that line, man. I want to see the elephants. They took us down to their yarding area where all these elephants are in these corrals. And you could walk right up to the corral, and the elephants come out with their damn noses and try grabbing you and shit. And you're just like, whoa. And I still had half a bag of those shelled peanuts. Man, I had a couple of elephants that were budging the other ones away. I was their buddy. Nah, you can't be friends with him. He's ours. And those elephants, man, they treated me pretty good. The one, though, grabbed my hand. I put my hand out like that, flat, with a couple of peanuts in it. He took the peanuts, and I hesitated, still holding my hand. Then he reached down, and that snoot, he grabbed me, all 4 fingers, and sucked my hand in like that. It's just like bending your hand back, just like, hey. And I'm going, back off, leave me alone, let go. And one of the handlers comes over and taps her on the nose with his cane, and she just released, He said she would have never pulled you over that fence. She knows better than that. But I said, I thought she was going to eat me like the peanuts, Yep. But that was pretty cool. And it makes me think when my oldest grandson was just a little guy, he's only 2 years old, had a local circus in town, and I took him down to see the elephants because I knew his mom was going to take him to the circus. But to get up and close to the elephants, I took him down, asked the handlers, can we get up there close to the elephants? Sure, come on, bring your grandson. And we walked up there, and my grandson, Tevin, he's wearing a hat. This elephant reaches over that fence and nabs his hat, and it's going like this with it. And my little 2-year-old grandson, the handlers were all laughing their butts off. He's going, shaking his finger at it. And that elephant, he's going, bad dog, you are a bad dog. And I looked at that kid, and one handler finally got out. He goes, That kid don't know what an elephant is, does he? I said, no. It's either that or he don't know what a dog is. One of the two. But that was a bad dog. Very bad dog. Hey, Tim Woods, it's great to see you.
What Sty didn't tell you is he walked in. He was greeted by a talking elephant, and what the talking elephant asked Sty was, "How do you breathe out of that little thing?"
Yeah, I tweak your nose with it, you know.
Yeah.
Did you see what Tim Woods said?
Yeah, I saw that.
Freaking sticking your arm down an ostrich's throat. What?
Yeah.
Ostriches are weird animals.
I've never heard of that ever.
Ostriches.
Guess it depends on where you live, right? That's stuff you can do as a child.
Yeah.
We don't have many ostriches here, you know.
We don't have any either. Yeah.
Well, polar bears, moose, yeah.
No.
Yeah, we don't fuck with the moose.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. You don't want to pet a
moose.
moose
Down a polar bear's mouth, you're not getting that shit back. Just say
you're right. That's it.
Right.
That's it.
You better kiss that arm goodbye.
Yeah.
Maybe the rest of you.
Unless you do like I do, you know, I got, you know, with the outdoor background, I had people ask me how to manage bear issues out in the backcountry when you're out hiking way in the backcountry. I told them, I said, well, you should always hike in pairs or more. You know, you shouldn't hike alone, first of all. Hike with 2 or more people and make sure that at least one person in the group can't run as fast as you can. Second, don't take your daily dump until after the hike. And if you got to pee, hold it. Because if the bear gets a hold of you, they don't want to eat you if you're covered with piss and shit.
Right.
You know, that they'll leave you alone. And another good trick is the guy in front of you that can't run as fast as you, hang a couple of strips of bacon on his backpack while he's walking in front of you. Just reach up, hang a couple of strips of bacon on his backpack. And when the bear chases you and you run different directions, that bear, no, the bacon wrapped one, I'll go after him.
Yep.
Yeah, every time, you know.
That's fucked up.
Well, it's good. You know, if you don't want to get mauled by a bear, you got to know these things, you know.
Better than you, right?
If you go hiking, you want to go hiking with me because I'm not going to be able to run. So, you know.
The
only thing I can do is turn around and yell back at it. Rah!
Oh,
and then the damn bear is laying on his back laughing and rolling.
I watched this video the other day, and there were a bunch of people at this national park. Well, they're in the bear's territory, and they're thinking that they can scream at him and get him to go away. Yeah, he wasn't stopping. He's like, no, He paused for a second, kind of looked around. He's like, like he kept going forward, and it's like. They're like, back away slowly. I'm like, you guys are stupid. Stand there yelling at it, waving at it and shit, thinking it's going to run off. That don't always work out that way.
And run.
Here's a good example. Yeah. Going to yell at me, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that.
And here's the bear where Phil starts yelling at the bear's reaction.
Oh, shit.
That's embarrassing. Oh, my God.
That is cute.
And here's the bear that got the guy with the bacon strips.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, he's a happy bear doing the bacon dance.
Yeah. Just happen to have those clips in the archives here. Yeah. Oh, that bear didn't want to maul you. He just wanted to hug you. That's all. Yeah.
There you go. He was just that. He's not in that picture. He's not hugging you. He's tenderizing you.
Yeah.
That's just moments before he eats you.
That's right.
My sister and her stopped by today. They're like, you have a polar bear in your front yard. I said, yeah, I know. She's freaking you.
Your dog.
Yeah.
Boy, you
His
don't
he's
want
getting so big.
to.
What are
know,
you doing?
Put a shirt on, Jay. God
Why
damn it.
are you freaking not dressed? Well, go do that. Your own
They see-
freaking.
They
Like,
see that.
what the fuck are you doing?
They see that dog out in their front yard, and they're calling her saying, "Don't leave the house. There's a sow polar bear out there somewhere because its cub is in
Scared
your
the
front
shit out of
yard."
me. I didn't even fucking know he was here.
She's having a heart attack over there. Rubbing her
He needs
chest.
to keep his clothes somewhere else.
Well, that is your bedroom, is it not?
Well, he hasn't been staying here though.
Hey, Scott, good to see you.
It's like, yeah.
Yeah, the ZZ Top looks going away. It'll be gone for next Sunday. It's going to be tough for me. It'll be tough. Yeah, me Devil says how to manage bear issues. Easy. Don't have any stay away from the bears.
Right.
Yeah. Scott's having Spam burgers and eggs on rye bread for dinner. I'd eat it.
You know, and those things sound good, but it's like I wouldn't seek it out. I wouldn't go out and buy Spam. I mean, if it was in the house and if someone made it, that sounds like it. But I could think of better things to eat.
Yeah, you know, if you're looking in the cupboard and you're just not finding it, it just ain't there, and you see that can of Spam, it's like, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. You know, it's not a go-to. It's a I gotta.
It's what's here.
Unless I'm willing to run to town, I'm gonna have to have Spam, yeah. But I like my Spam fried up real good. And yeah, I like it with lots of mustard on toast, Yeah.
It's awesome on eggs. There were a few times, Scott, when I was in the Marine Corps, that when we were out in the field, that instead of sausage or bacon, they would bring us Spam. And there was probably about 20-30% of the guys that would not eat it. And I got to where I liked it, and I was a picky eater. I got to where I liked it. It's like, yeah, give it on over here. I'll eat it. I could only eat my piece and then one or two other people's pieces. But because even in the military, they didn't fry it up good. It was warm.
That's about it.
Yeah, they warm it up. They put it in one of those vats, and then they seal it up. And in those vats, it continues to kind of cook. Because it's like the eggs. The eggs you have to put in there like half done. Because if you put them in there and they're done, by the time you get them to the guys, they're green and they're like overdone.
Yeah.
You gotta put, so it's a hit and miss thing with a lot of those different foods when you take them out to the guys in the field. It's like, all right, how done do you get it and put it and seal it in this vat, in this container and everything to get it out to the guys, and hopefully by the time you get it there, it's done, but it's not overdone.
Boy, you overdid the Spam story there. I think it was turning green, man.
Turning green, bro. And then only a couple times when I was in the Marine Corps did we ever get powdered eggs. Fuck powdered eggs. Just saying. They taste like shit.
I got myself into a batch of powdered eggs out west when we lived out there off grid. And they were the best powdered eggs I had ever eaten because the military grade ones were just, oh my God. They tasted powdered even though they were reconstituted. I mean, there was cardboard box effect on the eggs, man. And I don't even remember what company they were with, but we got a couple of cases of powdered eggs. My God, you could make like egg custard with them. You could make so many things that tasted just like they were fresh eggs. And I would kill to have a couple of cases of those now. So,
there's an egg shortage in the UK.
Why are they all shorter than usual, or?
That's weird.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Makes you wonder what makes an egg shortage.
Getting hard to find eggs in Minnesota, huh? Our Walmart, their egg rack is full. They've got every variety too.
Yeah, well,
all the way down to the half dozen, all the way up to the 24
we have
egg.
bird flu going on, says Justin.
Oh, they got bird flu.
Well, that'll fuck up an egg.
that well, them damn birds should have got their booster shots.
There you go. No, I mean, we don't realize that, you go to another country, grocery stores like Walmart and Meijer and whatnot, that's not what they look like over those places, man. We have the luxury of these places where from my town, for example, Kroger, Meijer, Walmart, those are your big stores. We've also just down the street got an IGA. We've got we've got major grocery. Most of these people, they have these little bitty hole in the wall type, like Ann does. All these little bitty hole in the wall type places. You got to pay big bucks for stuff, and it's just it's not that available.
Yeah,
we're lucky in this country. We really are. People don't realize that live here how lucky we really have it.
Yeah, and that's it. Is I know people get upset with me, but when I see a homeless person and they're out there begging for money, but they're holding $1,000 cell phone, I give them the finger. I tell them, sell your damn cell phone and you can feed yourself for the next 4 months. Yeah, what the hell's the matter with you? How dare you call yourself poor when you have that, when you have things like that? I mean,
I have a problem with panhandlers anyways, because there's people that make a living panhandling and they go back to homes and mortgages and they have nice cars and car insurance. They make a living out of panhandling. That's all panhandling is about.
No. If you're strictly down and out, you're the guy who's got a little backpack and that's all you got.
Yeah.
And you're stranded somewhere and you're panhandling to get yourself up and moving better away from that spot. That's the thing too, is this one guy, claiming he's homeless and he spent 1.5 years out front of our Walmart begging. I stopped one day and walked over to him and I said, I see people stopping and handing you money out their car window all the time. I said, I bet you got an apartment or a house here in town. He goes, you don't know me. I said, that's the problem. I don't know you. And I said, he says, you don't know how hard it is to find work around here. I said, I've been living here for 30 years. Don't tell me that shit. I don't want to hear it because I used to hire people that needed work. And you don't need it, obviously, because you're not getting the hell out of here and going to where there's money, where you can make money. If you can't make it here, then why are you staying here? They're handing you cash every damn day. If you hung on to that cash for a week, you could go anywhere in the country and go to work somewhere. You just obviously like your status, and yeah.
Well, we have a guy in south of where we live, and he's a homeless guy, and people give him coats, people give him sleeping bags. He just wants to be homeless. And people see him, and again, he has a place where he stores all this stuff, and then they have to come by, I don't know, every few months and take care of all that, get rid of all the stuff that people give him because they give him, again, not food, but the stuff they give him to keep him warm and whatnot in the winter.
Right.
He's overwhelmed, but he still wants to just be homeless. He doesn't want a house. He doesn't want an anxiety thing or
right.
thing. He just doesn't want to. He doesn't want to live like most of us would consider normal life.
I have appreciation for people that are out there living that way by choice. they live under a bridge in a pup tent, but that's their choice. And they tell you, if you tell them, hey, I can help you out, I can give you a job, and we'll get you an apartment. I don't want that shit. I like my life the way it is. Well, I can appreciate that a lot more than these people that turn it around and, like you said, become serious panhandlers, and they're making tens of thousands of dollars a year panhandling. And it's hard to kind of sort some of them folks out. Hey, little change of subject. I got to shout out my members tonight, and this is a good time to do it. We're going to do it right now. It only takes 1 minute, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Okay, great bunch of people, man. You can't beat those folks. But I'll tell you what, I got to tell you this. The other day, Running Water was still home. He hadn't headed up back out on the road yet. My youngest boy stops by. And he comes in, he's got this big box. And he walks over to me and says, here, this is yours. I go, I'm not expecting anything in the mail. And he goes, you might not have been expecting it, but it's yours. Well, here it's from my brother-in-law and my nieces and nephew from Iowa. And their mother, my oldest sister's passed away several years now. Well, Rick, my brother-in-law, he's about 7 or 8 years older than I am. And he's not in good health. Well, their family got together and they got this gift box for me at the hospital, but I got out of the hospital before they realized it was happening, and they had to change the order and have it shipped to the house. Well, all right. At first, I thought it was a little weird. I opened that box up. I should have done it live. I opened that box just for the expressions on my face. I opened that box and I go, what the heck is this shit? There's a blanket in there, a fleece blanket, right? And it's blue and it's got all of these inspirational sayings on it, right? Pick me up, kind of, and keep fighting, kind of phrases, Well, it had an aroma candle in there that's supposed to be relaxing and calming, right? It's starting to weird me out, right? It's even got one of those masks they wear up there in Alaska to sleep at night, that, when people travel to Alaska, they got to wear them damn masks because they can't stand the fact that it's daylight all day long, all night. Well, that was in there. There was a pair of footy socks in there that are almost like terry cloth, What else was in there? There was something else in there. There's all this comfort stuff, right? I have to say, the boys were laughing their asses off at me. They said, oh, Pop, you look so cute in your little booty socks and your comfy blankie wrapped around you with your aroma candle going. Well, kiss my ass if I wasn't sitting in them booty socks with that blanket and that candle going. It's awesome. It is so cool. It is so cool. They said that for while I was in the hospital, and I wish I would have had it in the hospital. But I don't think I would have used a blanket. That's one thing the hospital I was in was awesome for. For about every 3 or 4 rooms, there was a blanket heater out there on the floor. And they'd come in every couple hours or so. Would you like some hot blankets, some fresh hot blankets? Man, I had them swapping my blankets out almost every 2 to 4 hours. Bring me some fresh hot ones, would ya? God, those are toasty. What is so funny, Samantha?
She's laughing at something.
I just have crazy friends. Is all. Sending me shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's the thing, Phil. You put up there. How do you get in trouble for asking for money? Good question. Good. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. A homeless guy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick. It is so good to see you, buddy.
I've had this hat on all day, and I'm afraid to take it off because I know my hair's like gonna hurt.
It's like I don't know what's under there anymore.
Right?
I got it cut short, but
yeah, mine's a mess. Holy crap! Of course, it's getting thin and everything else. So
now I heard that
I haven't seen Nick up here in a while. It's been a Nick while. Nick.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
It's been a grip.
I haven't joined any panels for like months.
Yeah, yeah. You know, mothers used to do that all the time. They buy the brightest colored hat they could find, and they stick that on that troubled kid that always ran off at the store. So all they had to do is like those balls that people would put on their antennas on their cars until you'd walk out of the damn store and you'd see
everyone's got one.
50 of them damn things, and you're going, well, my car is the one with the bright orange ball on it.
Well, I wear it so I don't get shot by the Amish.
The Amish are shooting people now? Damn it.
They've shot it. I'm pretty sure they shot at me before, yeah, but I don't know if they're shooting
Well,
me.
you gotta leave their goats alone.
No one has goats around here. Next door to us, there's Amish that live like 100 foot from us in a like smaller house back here, and they have those guineas, the guinea fowl.
Oh yeah,
and they are
noisy.
So loud.
Yes, they are
if
noisy.
they see something, like I can hear it. It echoes across the field.
Yeah.
Like
wow,
it's so loud. And they got all
Guineas.
kinds over there.
Guineas.
Yeah.
I was going to do it as a Sty story, but I thought I can't do it as a specific story because people freak out over it. But I had he was like a great uncle farmer, and we went to his house and his garden. It was so awesome that the soil was all just soft, like it had just been rototilled, but it's got great vegetable plants growing everywhere, and it's full of guinea hens. There ain't a guinea hen anywhere else on this farm. They're all in the garden, this big garden he's got. And I asked him, I said, why don't those chicken-looking things come out of the garden? They just stay in the garden. He says, they can't. And I said, well, sure, they can just walk out of it. He goes, no, that's the problem. They can't. He said, I'll go chase some. You watch them when they get out of the garden, what happens. He goes over to that garden. He starts chasing them guineas, and he got them kind of cornered. And they're not coming out of the garden. They're just like, oh, shit, we're at the edge of the garden. And then finally, like 3 of them decided to go for it and ran out of the garden. And they're stumbling and falling over and trying to get back. Then they're back up, and they're stumbling. That's when I realized none of them got any feet. He cut their feet off and let them heal up and threw them in the garden right after he tilled it before he even planted his seed. Then he went out there, planted his seed, and the guineas won't leave that garden. Any kind of bug gets on any of those plants, and guineas are right on it. Boom, 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 boom. He says, my plants are always bug-free. Never, I don't get tomato worms. I don't get any kind of caterpillars or anything. He says the guineas get them all. And he says, plus they never leave the garden. So, Sam had to drop. They
eat a lot of ticks, I guess.
Love you, girl. Yeah, they do. They are tick eaters.
So and Justin.
But the noise.
Yeah.
The noise is insane.
It's just
I'm
like
glad we don't have
over
over on here. I'd have to go over to the neighbor's house and take care of it.
I mean, they look cool. They look like they're like out of Alice in Wonderland, like those birds, dodo birds, and
they're an odd looking thing.
No, we every year we like to sleep with the windows open, but we get robins just before daybreak that come right out outside of our bedroom window and start doing their morning song. And I just want to gotta close the window because and then even once you close the window, you can still hear it because you know it's there, right? You know, you're half awake, and they're still doing their little morning. It's like, oh my goodness.
Hi, Tim.
I can't imagine a guinea hen.
Yeah, they're noisy. Oh.
I mean, yeah, it's good they let you know when something's there, but I'm sure they bring stuff in too far away when they hear a guinea going off. I mean, they'd probably bring a fox in more than a good warning.
The dinner bell.
What's up, Tim?
Yeah.
And guineas can get pretty large. I've seen guinea hens that are like big.
Yeah. I mean, what do you do with them, though?
So you eat them?
People kind of buy them as guards, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen.
More of a fixture, just to have them. They're
a fixture is great, but if they're stupid and they're yelling all the time, that sucks. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that shit around my house.
Well, theirs it's bright white. My old neighbors, it was like black and white.
Yeah.
Feathers. This one, it's like pure white. So it's like a dinner bell, and then it's pure white. So some could see it from a mile away. So I don't know how it's not gone.
Right?
Yeah.
I think one of them are gone. There were like 3. But they have those Bantam chickens. And there's these hens like this, like Rhode Island Reds. And then there's these little Bantams like that. You could barely see them in the field grass. I mean, they look like chicks from here.
I
had a dog, like a 20-year-old dog over there, real old. And they moved down to here, and her daughter moved up to the other farmhouse. So that dog's getting used to it down here because they swapped houses. They got the big farmhouse for kids, and now they're living in the smaller house. And they brought the dog down, but it has this line that it takes, and it watches all the chickens. Every single one. It goes all the way around. If the guinea goes off, that dog takes off towards the guinea, like immediately. So, but it's nice because I haven't seen a fox up here because they kind of. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say the first American chicken dog.
Well, the woods are here, and then their house is in between. So I'm guessing their chickens can kind of be the food for the animals there, and maybe they won't come over to my house now.
Don't have to go as far as your place,
Yeah.
We're not going all the way across town to eat. Hell, we can eat right here. Yeah.
The biggest problem here is mainly like birds of prey. Because it's just a straight up field. Just a field. And my ducks, they're 11 years old now. They don't listen at all still. But they'll start, they have their head down in the grass and they'll walk. They'll be all the way up at the top of the field before they pick their head up.
Yeah.
And then they don't realize where they are.
Yeah. The
Ribbon coonhound.
Yeah.
My family mainly had blue ticks.
See, that's the way range cattle are too, is when they're grazing. They got their head down and they just keep walking, and all of a sudden they look around. It's like, where the hell are we? Yeah, that was a big
Some people
buffet.
like that at Old Country Buffet too. Just saying.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a big buffet. It's just like you see them at these big buffets around town.
Where the hell am I?
Where they get to the end of the buffet and they go, "Oh, I'm starting to see desserts. I must be at the end."
They're in food coma.
Greasy birds. Well, that's what I've been doing out there is for whenever everyone's gone from the house, we put them in the run. But there's this big door that we made, and it's been like 4 years since we've been here, and it finally caved into the ground. So I had to like hand unscrew all these bolts, lifted it up, and now I got to put hog panel along the wall because the possums pushed all of the chicken wire that I had tucked under the coop. So now I got to refence all of it.
The best one I ever saw was, okay, this buddy of mine raises game birds, pheasants and quail and grouse. And then he releases a few and goes hunting them, Well, he had this big ass pen for the pheasants, a lot, and he's got a bunch of pheasants. Every day he'd go out there in the morning and he'd find 4 or 5 of them dead. No holes in that fence anywhere, and the fence is buried in the ground, so nothing can burrow under it. No holes in the fence anywhere. It's all chicken wire. And there's just a chicken's body or a pheasant's body laying there without a head. Every one of them, the heads were missing. And I told him, I said, that doesn't happen throughout the day. It only happens, you only find that in the morning. He goes, yeah. I said, then it's something at night getting them. I said, you need to stake it out, man. You got to go grab your shotgun, go stake it out. Well, he did. And he said, I didn't do anything because I want you to see it. He says, come on over tonight and sit and watch. I said, okay. Here he's got one of his bow hunting blinds set up, and we're both sitting in there watching. And I go, come on, tell me what it is. He says, you got to see it. Here, all of a sudden, comes 2 of these big, fat raccoons come out. One jumps up, climbs up, and gets on top of that big, huge pen. The other one is grabbing the wires and doing this, freaking out the pheasants. And those pheasants fly up, and that big fat coon on the top would jump up and down, making that wire do this number, and the pheasants would get their heads stuck in the wire. And he'd run over and grab them, reach through and grab them, and he'd chew their head off and then drop the rest of the chicken inside the pen. They were eating the chicken's heads by scaring them and getting them stuck in the wire. Or the pheasants, their heads were just the right size that they could get through that chicken wire, and then their feathers point the wrong way. And they just hang there for a second, long enough for that coon to get a hold of them and then chew their head off.
I've heard some like real smart stories about raccoons.
Oh, they do some crazy.
Well, I mean, just like I never had anything crazy happen with me, but like they were smart enough to work with each other on anything they ate. Like for my sweet corn, you think they would just, climb up it and break it off or whatnot. But mine, it wouldn't break. One would go on the end, weigh it down, because I seen it happen.
So the other
one would grab it, take it off.
Yeah. One will lower the stalk down, and so the other could pick the corn.
They rip the husk off, and they just start chewing on it, and then they go to the next stalk.
Yeah. Smart buggers, boy.
Until you give them cotton candy. You ever seen that?
Mm-mm.
They go to wash, because they wash all their food pretty much, their body water.
Oh, shit.
Cotton candy in.
And it
just disappears.
Oh, that's almost cruel.
Well, it showed one. It kept looking like this. Then they gave it another piece, and it started washing it, and it just disappeared.
Hey, Mom, look, this is magic. Watch this yet.
Well, we used to have one called Footloose that we fed on our old porch, and her paw was pretty much chewed off, or almost kind of cut off in a weird way. And it was just a nub on the end. And we give her a snack pack, like the pudding, and she'd use it as a spoon and then lick it off and
yeah,
then go back in. Yeah.
Hey, Raven, good to see you.
What's up, Raven?
You know them coons. We were living with my mother for a while, ages ago, but damn coons were getting in the trash almost every night. Knocking over the garbage cans, and didn't have them chained to the wall or anything. The garbage man said, "No, I don't want you to do that. It's a pain in the ass, for me to disconnect them and stuff." Well, I figured I'm going to get them sooner or later. I'll catch them. But we're in town, so I couldn't shoot them. And I could hear the garbage can get knocked over. And I told everybody in the house, I said, "Stay put. Don't be looking out the windows or nothing. Don't let them know I'm sneaking up on them." Went out the back door and around the house over to where the garbage cans were. And there's 2 garbage bags that have been drug out of the garbage can. And all I saw was the big butt, the tail end of this raccoon. And he's halfway in that can. I slowly walked up behind him, and there's the cover to the trash can, the middle cover. I picked that up. Boom! Right in the ass, I hit him with it and got it on the garbage can, stood up, and I started pounding on that garbage can. Then I took about 10 steps back, and all of a sudden that garbage can starts to rattle, and it flops over, and the lid pops off. And he didn't come walking out looking for me or nothing. He come flying the hell out of there, pissed off like he was a rabbit, like he had rabies or something. He come flying out of there all pissed off, and he saw me. I barely made it to the door of the house. Barely made it. That son of a bitch almost had me, and he was so pissed. He's out there slamming against the screen door of the house. He's just pissed off. Like you
scary.
beat on that. You beat on that can with me in there. You son of a bitch. I'll fuck you up. He was so pissed.
This year I had a smaller raccoon. I caught it in a muskrat trap, and there's nothing scarier than, coyote's pretty scary up close, but a raccoons, their eyes are just, it's black. There's nothing else, and when it kind of gets glossy when they're real mad.
Yeah.
Just this look to them. I got up. I was like, "All right, buddy, I'm gonna let you out." Thought that would help a little bit. Maybe he'd calm down. It's just a little trap. I don't even know how it held him. And so eventually it took forever, but I got my catch pole for him because he was soaked in mud. So I was just like, he's good. So I let him out, and just their eyes are just, when they're really mad, you can tell if you put your hand by them, your hand is getting ripped. I mean, they are,
and
scary.
like the soul of Satan.
Yeah.
It's.
And I'll tell you what, they don't look like their mouths don't look like much, but boy, they shred you up. Boy.
Yeah.
They got a mouthful of awesome.
Well, I have
sharp teeth.
I have a skull. Too. I have a skull that I'm letting bugs clean now. It was roadkill I skinned out last season. Huge skull, so I'm letting them clean it, but I'll have that on my desk. It's just, there's not, it's not a lot, but they're so sharp on the points.
Yeah.
I mean, they're yellowed and everything, and they're still sharp.
Sharp, just pinpoint sharp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Justin Anderson's going to try that out this summer with the cotton candy.
Just get like a bucket of water by him or something that they could get water out, and then maybe they'll try to clean it.
Make like small balls of it, set it out with that water right by it. They'll come over and grab one, dip it in there.
I wonder if you gave them Pop Rocks, what they'd do.
Oh, shit. Oh. Hey, you know what we used to do? Seagulls are morons. And I learned this. I had a bucket full of lug nuts for putting your tires on the car, lug nuts. I must have had 40 of them damn things. And we were down by the beach one day, and damn seagulls wouldn't leave anybody alone down there. And here's this guy, he's throwing something up for him, pieces of bread or something, and they're catching it midair. They're flying around catching that midair. And I thought, that's kind of a good idea. So we're clowning around and found something in the car that they would go after and fed a couple and then start pitching them way up in the air and they swoop in, grab them, swoop in, grab it, swoop in, grab it, never touch the ground. Then I reached in that bucket of lug nuts, throw one up there, that bird come grab that lug nut. Watch them trying to spit that son of a bitch out. He can't fly, his head's dipped. It's just funnier than hell. Well, this buddy of mine says, oh, that's funny, but it's not as fun. He says, let's meet down at the beach tomorrow. And we met up. He had a couple of orders of French fries from McDonald's. And he's flinging those up, and they're catching them midair, And then I seen him reach in his pocket, and he pulls something out, and he tears it open, takes it out, and I see that white disc, and he pitches that up in the air, and one of them gulls grabbed it. And he says, keep your eye on that one, the one that just grabbed that. And I go, what was it? What'd you throw him? He says, just watch. And it took probably close to a minute. And all of a sudden, the whole ass end of that seagull went, and this seagull hit the ground. Alka-Seltzer, they can't regurgitate. They can't belch. So that gas just keeps building in them, and it blows their intestines right out their ass.
Yeah.
It's
Holy
bad.
cow.
It's bad. It's bad.
I've always heard about that. Never tried it. Never seen it happen. But yeah.
Yeah, I got to see it happen, and I've never done it myself. But oh my God, that it looked like he took the biggest dump in the world. Just, and he hit the ground. And he was flopping around on the ground. I said, "Time to go. Time to go."
You don't want to do that in the Walmart parking lot. You don't know which car it's gonna hit.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now down in Florida, we were harassing the pelicans with cleaning fish, and the damn pelicans show up. They're worse than the damn seagulls sometimes, and they're squawking at you, and they're all standing there with their big old long beaks staring at you. He's like, "You son of a bitch, you ain't getting none of this fish." Well, we started throwing fish heads to them, and they catch them midair. And the guy I was staying with, he walks around the house, comes back with 3 of these big ass rocks that are about the size of a softball. And some of the fish heads we were throwing were that big, And he waited. Here comes 2 of those pelicans flying over. He pitches one of those rocks up there, and the goddamn pelican grabbed that rock, nosedived, hit the canal where his boat was tied up there, hit the canal, and this bitch was under the water for a long time. Finally, he comes up and he's standing on the shore like, I almost drowned. Well, it gets in that sack under their chin, and they can't get that. Trying to get that out, that they don't even have enough muscle strength to push it out, so they got to get their head far enough down until it rolls out of there. And yeah, that was kind of fun.
The loons are annoying around here. They're nice, but like, if you can't fish when they're there, they go right under. They're smart enough. They don't get hooked. They go under and they rip your bait right off.
All right. I don't remember the title of the story. I'll have to find it, tag it, send it to you, Nick. My grandpa caught one up in Ely, Minnesota, Boundary Waters. And that was hilarious. Here's my dad. He's a chief of police. He's law-abiding citizen, right? And this stupid-ass loon hit a rapala that my grandpa had been casting. Hit that, thinking it was a minnow or something. And he hooked that loon in the corner of its beak. That son of a bitch tried taking off, and my grandpa's trying to reel him in. And he hit the water again. He's splashing, fighting. And my grandpa just kept reeling him in. My dad's going, cut the damn line. And we're going home for the rest of the day. And my grandpa says, no, I'm getting my lure back. And he reeled that son of a bitch up to the boat. That's when I realized how big a loon is. Man, them suckers are huge, man. That thing was
It's like a swan.
It's like
swan size.
It's like 3 feet from its nose to its tail feathers for, a standard loon. And they're big. My grandpa gets that thing up there, grabs it by the neck, and my dad says, if you get a hold of his beak, maybe I can get that hook out, with pliers. And my grandpa says, I was just going to break its damn neck. And my dad, we're in Minnesota. That's the state bird. My dad's like, you ain't killing that bird. You're not doing it. We need to go down in history as rescuing that bird, not killing it. And my grandpa says, I just killed a damn bird. Throw him back out of the boat. I don't think you can eat them. That was his frame of mind. But I'm sitting there as a kid, up in the bow of the boat, watching this shit go out. You're nuts, Grandpa. You're nuts. That thing will tear you up. Look at the beak on that sucker. And no, between the two of them, they finally got the hook out of his mouth and let him go. But oh my God, that's the one and only time I've ever seen somebody hook a loon. I've heard about it a few times, but not often.
Well, I seen a kid got one, and they got all wrapped up. They got it out, but I mean, the loons. It's a marina that goes out. It's paved, and they just circle right through.
Hey, we'll see you, me Dibble. Thanks for being here.
Another thing is the bald eagles around here. There's so many bald eagles. I mean, there are so many down there.
Yeah.
They're just constantly watching. None of them come down, but they go around and circle. There's a huge pit where there's a ton of carp that sit in there.
Yeah.
And everyone goes to see them. And they go all around there. The eagles do. But
waiting for when there's nobody there.
They're smarter than the loons, at least.
Yeah.
Because the loons just don't care.
What's up, Rebecca?
Hey, Rebecca.
What's up?
The bald eagles, I mean, of British Columbia and, all around the Olympic Islands and that. There are bald eagles up to Yang Yang. I mean, there's so many. And up there, they shoot them for the hell of it. It's not their national bird. They don't give a damn. They shoot
there's
them.
nests. There's nests on every point at that lake. Every single point.
Yeah, we got a lot of eagle nests up here too. The last tribe I worked for, we had an eagle program where they had this. Oh, Phil. We had this kind of blind set up in the top of this tree where he was actually able to almost looking down on the nest. So this biologist climb up that damn tree almost every day, 5 days a week, sit there for 8 hours watching the birds and filming them, and
people don't realize how big those nests are either.
Yeah. And how much they weigh. They actually had a tree where the eagle's nest come down, and they managed to cut the nest out of the crown of the tree. They like the big dead trees, but they cut the crown off and they weighed it. And it weighed, what the heck was it? It was 400 and some pounds. And that was in the top of that damn tree. My God.
Well, around here, they put up telephone poles, and they have a platform on them.
We'll see you, Phil.
See you, Phil.
Yeah.
They have the telephone poles, and they have the like the ladders that telephone poles have. It's like the iron rods, so the biologists can go up, but they use every single one of them.
Yeah.
It's real thick metal on top, and then they have points to where the branches can weave in. But
yeah, it's pretty cool. That's like for that Indian reservation. Every year we go out and we install beaver deceivers, and what they are culverts that don't go anywhere. The water goes into them. There's a certain amount of water level, but the beaver doesn't figure it out for some reason, and they'll block it intentionally. Well, it's not open on the other end anyway, so it doesn't matter. But it keeps them from blocking the culvert down the road. They block this one. It's more convenient, easy for them to get to. So the beavers block the wrong one, and they call them beaver deceivers. That's okay.
They block all of them around here.
Yeah.
Mainly, the culverts around here, they're so big, it'd be hard for them to block because the way it funnels the water, it's so strong.
Right.
I mean, you can't even, if you had a log there, just blow right out. But the creeks around here, I mean, every creek that's decently long, it's going to have like 2 beaver dams on it.
Yeah.
It's all swamp around here.
That's the southern portion of the Chequamegon National Forest here, down where I was hosting campground. That region down there, anywhere there's a creek, you're going to find beaver dams. You'll find.
I do enjoy them.
Yeah.
I mean, they do a good job. I've seen a spot that was terrible because they took all the trees out. People did. And the beaver come in, they turn it into like a full-blown swamp. There's ducks.
Yeah.
I mean.
They can change the world, man. In fact, where I had the old wilderness camp, we had a section on that property, that 80 acres there, that we had beavers on a pond. And they're in a lot of my videos from back then, but the beaver hut you always saw, in the big pond. Well, now today that pond is about 15 acres larger because they've been building off of their main dam. They've been building out and out and out and out and out, making their pond larger and larger and larger. Damn pond now, the size of it and the depth of it, it gained, I think it was 3 feet in depth. That's how
a lot of people think that they just kind of put sticks and then it holds water. They don't think about how many feet down beavers actually dig for the mud.
Right.
I mean, you'll be trapping for them. If you take a wrong step, you're under, like that much water from their little tunnels that they do.
Yep. Here you see them. There are canals running through the woods. The farther away their food source gets, the more canals they build off to the softwoods, to the popples and but those people don't realize those channels are made so they can haul that tree the hell out of there, all the branches off of it. And that channel, some of those channels are 6 feet deep. And all of that mud from that channel isn't up on the bank. It's the channel's level with the rest of the ground. Where did everything they dug out of there go?
It's like when they log with the lumber on the water, people log and there's all the trees sitting and it floats down.
Yeah. I've watched them on that dam there, watched them actually working on the dam, and all of a sudden beaver pop out of the water and he's got a big old handful of muck. And come back up, another handful of muck. And he's been hauling muck in from his canals and packing it in that dam. And rocks, I've seen them, big ass rocks, shoveling them in. And their dams are tough, man. We had one here at the Bad River Reservation. They used enough dynamite to blow up 6 school buses, for Christ's sake. It didn't even put a dent in that dam. They set them off.
20 pounds of tannerite.
The
throwing targets. There was mud and sticks. It barely blew a dent in it because the mud just takes all of it and it sends it through that mud. It just doesn't even do anything.
No. And then what dents you put in it, those beavers have them fixed in a week. I mean, it's like, shit, we got to fix our brakes.
I mean, how small their little front hands are and how much they do. I mean,
it's amazing. And they
use it like a bulldozer and they just push the mud like that.
And they're a tough animal. I always got a kick out of the beavers. I didn't mind. I was trapping them out west for a while, and then I got away from it. Once I moved back here to Wisconsin, I got more of a leave the beavers alone kind of attitude, It's some of that land needs to be done with it anyway. Let the beavers have it,
Well, for nuisance around here, I do it, but it's not even as far as fur.
Right.
You can't get anything for a beaver. The castor you can because it's the flavoring and whatnot, but I cut 30 muskrats and 3 mink this year, and I got $60 for one of the mink and then 27 muskrat. I mean,
yeah, you're not gonna.
I have fun doing it, but there's sometimes I'll get to a place and I see it's like, no, this matches well here, and then I'll just leave it.
Yeah.
There's a guy I know that wanted me to trap him, but he was letting him take out a certain tree he didn't want, and then he'd have me going to get him. But
oh yeah. Yep. Gotta manage the critters,
Well, they bring so many birds in when they do that.
Oh yeah, the aquatic life that comes with beavers.
It's not the
amazing.
Fish. It's the
Ac-
birds.
Actually, this buddy of mine, the beaver pond on his place never had fish in it, right? Well, in fact, the one cabin the ex-wife and I had for 2 years had its own private lake, and the lake was only 4 acres. But it technically wasn't a lake. The old original beaver hut is still sitting on that bugger. It was huge, and I saw pictures of it at its prime, and it was a huge beaver hut on it. And then I saw pictures when there was no water there. It was just a little bit of a swamp kind of, and there's 3 creeks running through it. Now, today, it's 12 feet deep, and it covers 4 acres. And it's full of trout. It's full of browns and rainbows.
Wow.
They had them planted in there, and they're doing quite well. They're doing.
I know mosquitoes suck, but the amount of bugs it put off for things to eat was insane.
Yeah.
There were bats, and
that's it. Is before they were able to put the trout in there, they had to do a study of the waters and the bugs in the air to figure out whether or not the trout could be self-sustaining or they'd have to be fed. And nope, they were self-sustaining. Yeah.
And the turtles too. I mean, pretty much everything.
Good night. Let's see you, Ingalls. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here in about 7 minutes. I've got some meds I gotta take, and I gotta get in the rack because I gotta get up real early tomorrow morning for my doctor's appointment. So
I'm thinking about fishing tomorrow. I'm not sure, but
I wish that's what I was. I wish that's what I was doing. Yeah.
Well, it's been kind of hard getting them. It's because it's warm for 2 days, and I'm like, okay, I'll go now. When I go, it cools down again, and the fish just shut off here.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a boat or anything. But we're gonna have about 4 or 5 days, right around 70.
Oh wow.
We've been in the 30s and 40s for a long time.
Right. They'll start feeding.
Yeah. But I had 4 big perch and 1 big bluegill, and we had that as a dinner for 3 people. They were huge.
Yeah.
Trout opener. Yeah, I just put that up this morning.
Yeah.
I have trouble getting the big trout, but I actually got a decent one.
Good night, Freeman James.
See ya.
Take care, brother. Yeah, tomorrow.
Sick of this cold.
Tomorrow's just the procedure thing. They're just doing a scan, a form of X-ray, and then I might get some news Tuesday, but we'll see. We'll see.
So they're doing X-ray tomorrow?
Yeah. X-ray from my chin down to the bottom of my stomach. Thanks, Anthony. Thanks, Kawani. I'll be back Thursday for on the Campfire, keeping my fingers crossed. Depends on when they start me on the radiation and chemotherapy. It could mess things up for me. So they said I should be good on Sundays, the routine they're looking at. So definitely next Sunday at the latest, you'll see me again.
Well, everyone will understand. I mean, it's tough.
And you won't see me with a beard. That's going to be really unusual next Sunday. Yeah. Hey, thanks, Justin.
You could take your beard hair and make little Sty dolls with realistic hair.
With their own beards. Yeah. Yeah. I should be able to make quite a few. Yeah. Yeah, Nick has lost a lot of weight. Yeah, he's looking good.
So since October, I haven't lost any.
Really?
I haven't gained any either. Like,
right.
I've been even.
I
have gained muscle, but probably not a lot. But now that it's spring, I'll be able to work out again with my bike, so I'll lose again.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll be more active. That's it.
I'm just glad I didn't gain, because in the winter here, I just shut down. I like hibernate.
Yeah.
It's so cold. I mean, I don't do anything.
Yep. Yeah. I know how that is. Well, hey, thanks, Nick, for popping up. That's awesome. I've been wondering how you've been, and it's good to see you. I'm not on the computer much at all, ever anymore. I just come on here for YouTube, and that's it. I'm just not online. Usually don't feel up to it. Still trying to get some of my energy back, and it'll come. It'll come with time. That's what I got to do too when I get off here is eat. Gotta eat. That's what the doctor really chew me out for, is not eating. So, hey, Justin, you take care. We'll catch you on the next one, Thursday or Sunday. Plan on Thursday, but that one, something could happen. I don't know. I just don't know. So otherwise, we'll wrap it up for the evening, guys. And I want to thank all of you for being here, and hope to see you all again soon. Nick, you take good care of yourself, buddy.
Yeah.
You betcha. As we were talking about raccoons earlier. Well, this is just a gallon of fur coat, but this is how I cut out of here. So we'll see y'all soon.